Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. Today's bonus game is a cryptogram. So I'm going to start with crypt. Alrighty. I'm deciding if I want to use that P or T. I think I should just move that T somewhere. How about an ST word? I think Stein gets some good letters. All right, just the ST. On the right, we have the P and the E. I still think I'll have a better time just moving that ST around, so let's do that. We can't end an ST. I'd like to keep the ST together if I can. We can't do STY either, though, so can't do pasta. We may have to split them up. I thought of Taurus, but there's no R. What are we doing here? AST? Or something ST? What would we end with? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think the ST can go together. Let's start with T and let's move this S here. Or possibly one more over. SH maybe? Can we like end in SH? I don't see how. Huh. Alright, I'm actually gonna guess this right word because I can't think of anything for the left word for some reason. What's a good thing to try here? Probably just PE something, or we could end in E. That might be good. I thought of phone, but there's no N. Plume. How about plume? Ooh, that got a lot. Maybe we can figure out this right word. So, maple? Any Canadians? Oh, it's ample. Darn. Shoot. That feels like a wasted guess. All right. So we have STU. Interesting. Really makes me want to do USTY, but there's no Y. Dusty, busty, gusty, but it's not that. In fact, it could be gusto, though. It is gusto. We have ample gusto. All right. Let's do Fibble. So in each guess, there's exactly one lie. So maybe the L should have been green or yellow. We don't know which one's lying, but there's exactly one lie in each guess. So I'd like to move this M, keep the E at the end, use one of these other letters, PL or U. The M does not have to be first. I just sort of stuck it there. How about, I thought of mince, but we actually have to use UL or P. I'm thinking about the U. I thought of ample, but that's too many lies in plume. Both the P and the L. How about amble then? That's pretty good. Alrighty, what did we get? We got this lie at least. So one of these E's is lying. Because one of these E's is lying, the L's cannot be lying. Because they agree in both of these. If any two pieces of information that agree between two guesses would require two lies to be wrong. Because each one would have to be lying about it. And we don't have two lies left after one of the lies goes to these E's. In fact, both lies could go to the E's, but we're not going to assume that right now. The M's are agreeing, which means there is an M in the word, but one of these could still be lying as green. They just can't be lying as gray. So we know there's an M in the word. I'm thinking about continuing to end in E and doing something like MA something something E. I'd have to use a P or a U. I think a mauve would work. Okay, so actually we know this M is the lie. Because remember, there has to be an M in the word. If we wanted this M to be true, this M would have to be lying as gray. This M would have to be lying as gray, and we wouldn't have a lie for these E's. So that means the M is the lie, which means all these are true, which means both of these E's were lying. Wow, so we know all of our lies, because there isn't supposed to be an E in the word. That's surprising. All right, so that means that we could just be an MA word still. So let's just find one, and we just need all new letters. I don't know why I thought of mashy. That seems weird, but let's do it. All right, we know this A is the lie. All right, it hasn't been hard to find the lies so far. Just trying to find the word. It's probably marsh then. Nice. All right. Not too bad today. Pretty straightforward solve, to be honest. Got to use a little bit of logic, but then at some point it was just like, here, let me tell you what the lies are. Cool. Well, let's do Betweenle. I'll start with lucky. Ooh, very, very close to lucky. I don't think we're LU, but we're close. So probably LO and then like a late LO. Let's try lover. Oh, lover and two. Nice. All right. Shout out to the Swifties out there. All right. Cool. I can't do much better than lover in 2. I guess, honestly, some people might start with lover. It's not a terrible start. It's pretty central. Well, let's do word 500. We're going to start with lever. 1 yellow. Oof. Okay, so E is the most common letter, period. So we're just going to move that to the end, which is, I think, the most common place for it, although it can be pretty much anywhere. So just a new word with an E at the end. And by the way, you do not have to play word 500 this way. I just choose to play it in kind of a self-imposed hard mode, where I always try to go for the answer. I find it more fun. But especially if you're just starting out with word 500, I would recommend guessing a word very close to lover and try to fish out what that yellow is. Or go for entirely 5 new letters and then try to piece things together. There's different strategies. That might be better, to be honest. But I'm going to go with mince here. Oops, mince. All right, so I think I'm right. So far, it's agreeing with me that there's just an E at the end of this word. And we just need a new way to do that. We could gauge how good gauge is, but I don't really like that repeated letter. There's got to be something better. Gauze with a Z? Or with an S? Sorry. A-U, gauze. Using uncommon letters isn't terrible, because if you get like a green or a yellow or whatever, you can pretty much discount the uncommon letter. So let's give this a try. Ooh. All right. So I was wrong. There is no E. So we got one letter from lover out of place, 1 letter from mince, but it's different letters because there's no shared letters. So what do we want to do here? The L or the R being second is really tempting. I often like to use the vowel as well. If I put the L or R second, what would we want green here? It certainly wouldn't be MR or ML. We couldn't use the I as green. We wouldn't do LN or RN. So it would have to be like L and then a C here. And honestly, that doesn't look very good to me, because we've used A, E, I, O, and U, so we'd only have Y's left. So yeah, we actually can't put the L or R second. So I'm thinking about just using this O so that we have the O. And then honestly, we need vowels, so it's tempting just to use the I as well. And just have an I here and then like an O over here and just like vigor or something, but obviously no VG or R. So something a little better than vigor. A little more possible than vigor, I should say. What are we doing here then? I was thinking about OW, but actually I don't think there's a word for that. OS? I mean, obviously the O could go somewhere else. We could do like an IO thingy, but honestly, we're kind of running out of consonants here. Another option is just a singular O, probably in the middle. I don't know what from mince we'd want to use though. Like an OCK type thing. Yes, we can do stock. Okay, so instead of this I, we're going to still use this O here. We're going to move it to the middle, and then we're going to use this C as green. And we're going to do stock. Oh, wow, that was it. That came out of nowhere. I feel like it was quite restricted. I couldn't think of a good word because most of our vowels were gone. At most we could use an O and an I, and that was it. Gauze was amazing. Getting 5 reds is always extremely helpful. Cool. All right, let's play Polygonle. We've got Hexpert on for now. These 2 letters repeat, and these 2 letters repeat. So if I did ing, then we end with ning. Double E or double O would make sense here. Cleaning with double E. Is there like maybe fleening doesn't make sense. I don't know of an ening word. How about an ooning word? Also not really. Ballooning. Pruning. Grooming is a word, but not grooning. So it might not be ing. Yeah, I just don't see one. Unless sheening is a word. Sheening is a word. Okay. Ooh. So we have 2 E's because both of them are yellow and they're not in this repeated spot. So they have to be in this repeated spot. We have 2 N's that are both yellow. So they can't be in this repeated spot. So they're in this repeated spot. So we actually got those filled in. I'm thinking like an E-R-E-D situation. Like mannered? Just like mannered. Nice. That was a good Hexpert solve. I like that one. This is a fun result. I don't think I've ever had that before, where I swapped the 2 repeated letters. That's really fun. How many options did I have? 30 ordinary words? Okay. Yeah, a lot. I was going to try ED, ER, something along those lines. A lot of these are ED, which makes sense. I was going to try that next if I hadn't thought of that sheening. Cool. And it did end up being ED. It was ERED. All right, let's do the mini. Two are the same at the end. We'll do taboo. All right, so it's probably, it likes to be double L there. I just like to try taboo. What are we though? It's not atoll. Does it have to be double L? Yeah, I mean, it would have to be O double L, and I'm not seeing a word. Droll. Okay, so L second maybe? Oh, something like gloss? Or what else is there? Floss. There we go. All right. Pretty typical solve there. Let's do symbol. We'll start with blaze. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna try BL. We're gonna try the yellow pentagon as our in place letter for now. So we'll just do another BL word. How about blonde? All right. So yellow pentagon cannot be our in place letter because both the B and the L are different symbols here. So one option is that they're the out of place letter, which means their different letter goes there. So both blaze and blonde had this yellow pentagon first, which means that we would need to, if it is the out of place symbol, it would mean we need a different letter in blaze that's both in blaze and blonde to go first, and that the only option is L. Now the second letter would need to be a letter that's in blaze but not blonde, so it would be an A, Z, or E. We're definitely not doing LZ. Both A and E seem reasonable. I'll just fill in A for now. And then these two, the O and the N, or slots, third and fourth slots, would need to be letters in blonde that aren't in blaze. So they can't be the B or the L. But O, N, or D get switched around. So I'm thinking like LANO or LENO or a D here. I don't see a word. LENO, LD. Okay, so another option is that the blue infinity is our out of place and the yellow pentagon is not in the word. So that would mean the first letter is something we haven't tried yet. The second letter would be an O, N, or D. Let's just stick an O there for now. And then the last three letters are rearranged letters from blaze that aren't in blonde. So we'd have to use the AZE. No, they're letters in, yeah, because I'm thinking the blue infinity. Oh no, the last letter, okay, this actually helps. The last letter would be a B or an L, so let's put an L there. And then third and fourth slot would be the A and the E. Okay, so maybe we would want like N here, or D there, and then like EAL. Is it Neil? That's not a word? Oh, it's double E. That won't work. This is what it would have to be if this or this or, oh, ideal. Wow, I figured it out. That was a really interesting analysis there. I'm sorry if you couldn't follow it. Symble's really confusing. But maybe I can help explain what happened here. So the answer was ideal. So when we guessed blaze, it used this symbol to say, hey, the I and the D were not in blaze at all. So I'm going to use a symbol for that, for the first two. And then it said, hey, for the EAL in ideal, you did include those in blaze, but none of them were in the right spot. So the L, the A, and the E aren't in the right spot. So I'm gonna put symbols for those. Right, so the L needed to be at the end, the A needed to be fourth, the E needed to be in the middle, and it's marking the slot it's supposed to go in, not the letter that's out of place. It's not like Wordle. It's kind of the reverse of Wordle. It's marking which slots have a letter from blaze. It's not marking which letters in blaze need to go somewhere else. Right, so the last three slots are letters that we included in blaze. And then when we guess blonde, because it's a separate guess, it's going to be included separately, but it's going to reuse the symbols in the same way. So in ideal, we did not have the I, the E, or the A in our blonde guess. So those are that yellow, not in the word symbols, or yellow pentagon symbols. But the D and the L were included in blonde, but they weren't in the right spot. So the second spot and the fifth spot were marked with this blue infinity, meaning, hey, those slots have a letter in blonde that you used, but they weren't in the right spot. So the L was supposed to go at the end, the D was supposed to go second. They were supposed to get swapped. And then, of course, when I guessed ideal, this is the symbol saying, hey, that letter's in the correct spot. So keep putting it there. And, of course, it was the answer. All right, so maybe that helps you understand that. So my analysis was basically, which one of these is the out of place? Because neither of them were in place. And it was actually surprising that the more common one was the out of place in Blaze. Because I specifically use Blaze because the Z is extremely uncommon and the B is pretty uncommon, especially not... The B, especially, if it's in the word, it's probably first. So having an out-of-place B is really uncommon. So generally, I ignore the B and the Z, and I just use the LAE when I find out-of-place stuff. All right, cool. Well, let's move on. So let's do Symble. It's not Symble. Let's do Fusele. So each guess has a twist. In this first guess, we need to repeat a letter. So we cannot use the Symble answer. Let's just start with start then. Ooh, a single T, A, and R out of place. So this next twist, yellow and green will be ambiguous. We won't know if we got them in the right place or not, unless we get the answer. For any twist, if you're allowed to guess the answer and the answer is correct, then it just shows all green and says you're correct. It ignores the twist. But you have to fulfill some twists, like the repeated letter, force you to guess something that conforms to that constraint. And if the answer doesn't conform to that constraint, then you just can't guess the answer. What am I going to... I was thinking about just moving TAR to the left, but honestly, TR, maybe I can get the A later. Actually, I don't know if I like that. All right, let's just do TAR. Is there a word, though? I've been trying to think of one. Ooh, what if we're just like an EA word? What if we do something like water or later? Later is better. Oh, I think we are ATER. Should I have done water? So this one we're going to get a lie. But the answer was water, so it ignores that and it just shows all green. All right. Wow, I could have gotten it in 2, and I switched the W to the L because I was like, L's better. Apparently in this case it wasn't. All right, cool. Let's do a cryptogram. This is by Emily Dickinson. So one of her poems, or piece of her poem, is this A or I? It's used twice. And then this is the other one. So do I want to start a bunch of these words with A's or I think I want this to be A and this to be I. I feel like that's better in terms of context. Unless, oh, the IA is a lot less common than AI, especially in a 4-letter word. So let's swap that. AI will swap. Interesting. This could be is then. Let's try is. It could be it or is. This is probably said. It is said. Okay, so we already have a lot. What is this word though? Dead? That sounds Emily Dickinson-ish. A blank is dead. A blank is dead. Oh, this is a repetition. Blank, it is said. What is this letter? It's here twice. I saw it. Maybe this is just. Huh. We need a vowel in here. Probably an O somewhere. Maybe a lord is dead. A lord is dead. A lord is dead. I don't know this poem. Wait, daw doesn't make any sense. This is probably that though. Okay, so I have some letters wrong. I don't think this L is right. I don't think this W is right. Maybe a word is dead. When it is said, some say. Okay, so a word is dead. A word is dead. When it is said, some say. I say it just begins to live that day. That's nice. A word is dead. A word is dead. When it is said, some say. I say it just begins to live that day. Emily Dickinson. Well, those are the games for today. Hope you enjoyed them. And if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.